second ago. And whatnot. Hi, Raymond!
Hello.
Are you asking what Never was doing? Was that an add-on? Yes, that's an add-on. I just realized my mini-map is like... I may have to turn my mini-map off. Wow, this is the first time dealing with that. Let me see what happens.
If you're in
screenshot mode, does it go away?
I would think so.
Oh, it does. Ryman says, Gwen, 2 weeks to go. We were just talking about that before we went live, Ryman.
Nope, I'm not panicking. Nope.
Ryman, I'm gonna wear your Aldmeri Dominion pendant, I think, to GCX because I might be doing some like cosplay myself one of the days, so I might do it.
You mean both days?
Gwen says you mean both days. Well,
you
yeah,
can
it
wear
depends.
your tabard with your elf costume, and you can wear Athilia without your tabard. It's fine.
Well, I know, but if I'm doing like a lore thing,
then you better be wearing your lore speaker's tabard.
Okay, well, I don't know what the context is yet. Okay.
Okay.
I haven't talked to anybody about it. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
I'm gonna be cosplaying too. I'm gonna be cosplaying as somebody who wishes they could go.
Yeah, I know. You should have told me, because
Moving on.
I'll talk to you about that after.
Yeah. I just think the timing wasn't good with other stuff that's happening this month.
I know. So. I could have probably gotten you in free. Anyway, cool. What do I have planned? I just have like a little like very not like bought off the shelf outfit that I wear for my little wood elf, and I have a pair of antlers that I made that kind of go with it, that are like soft antlers, because I wore them with my headset the first time because it was for a D&D stream. And then Gwen is making a tabard for me, a Lore Seeker's tabard, which is really, really cool. And she might be sending me Athilia, even though I'm not super confident about wearing that, so I might be Athilia at some point too. I don't know.
You can hit. You'll look fine in Athilia. You're a dancer. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just having the confidence to wear it, Gwen. Anyway, we'll see. So, yeah. But I also am probably going to wear some ESO stuff at some point. I don't know. I mean, there is an after party, so that's the other thing, is I could wear one thing for the convention and then change to go to the after party. So
you can keep on the blacklight Athilia makeup for the after party.
There you go.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If confidence is in question here, would it help if she sends it to me first and I wear it, and then sends you pictures?
Ryman says, like me with hair scene, can't wear that at the moment. Oh, it's okay, buddy. We all have our days where we feel that way. I'm sure you'd look awesome in it still. You got awesome.
I think I would look awesome in an invisibility suit.
My question for Ryman is your important new costume done?
Ooh, yeah. Is your important new costume done? Are we going to get pictures? I hope we get pictures. Okay. I am ready-ish to start whenever you all are. Hold, please, 1 second.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I know. Where do we want to put in, really quick, the add-on chat? Do we want to do that before news, after news? We can do that.
Add-on chat? What do you mean?
Yeah, do we want to talk about add-ons? I mean, we've got them since we did the last show.
Well, you have a thing in the news.
Oh,
wait, where it says console add-ons. Oh, God. Listen, it's been a week. It was 50 hours of work, no sleep, and you heard me earlier. I thought it was July.
I know, I'm so proud of you.
It is July.
No, never.
Impressed.
No. Okay, let's just get it over. Let's start before I make any more mistakes. I'm muting.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A Snugpod Cast. We are muted. Well, I'm not, but some are. But they won't be for long. They'll join us in a moment when I call them in. So anyway, I'm Never Separate. This is A Snugpod Cast. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. With me, I have in the studio, Gone Crazy Back Soon. Unmute, please, and tell us how you are.
I'm unmuted, and I'm apparently actually crazy and back soon because I don't know what month it is.
Unmuted. We are unmuted.
I almost spit out my drink just then. Just want you to know.
And with us not in the studio is Gwen the Bard. How are you?
I am no longer Gwen the Bard. I am now Gwen the Busy.
Gwen the Busy.
And for anyone who is wondering why everyone's so giggly, that is because we basically had an entire show before we actually were starting this show, because we had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah, and I don't remember if we were recording it or not, but for anybody that's interested, you can try to go back to the very beginning of the Twitch stream, because it was going before the YouTube stream was, and you can try to listen for the sounds of someone, definitely not me, eating.
I don't think I was live yet, but that would still be funny.
Anyway, I try to be respectful and mute after I was called out on it for about the 12th time tonight. Yeah, you know, guys got to snack sometimes, and snack's gonna snack. Anyway, there's ESO stuff to talk about. Y'all want to do that?
Oh,
I mean, I
yes.
guess.
We've already been doing it, but we should do it more.
We should do it more.
We should do it on the show instead of just the pre-show.
We should.
It's fine.
So, a little bit about what I've been up to, since it's a little bit less, about half
you
less.
You ditched us. That's what you've been up to.
It's about half less.
You deserted us.
So I think that was about half. But anyway, the past week or so, we got add-ons we'll touch on later. But so I've been trying to work on cleaning out some inventory and some antiquities. And I've done the I've done that a few times. The quest, I haven't like farmed the boxes or anything, but I've done the quest to get my tickets. And
you're not missing much with the farming boxes because you only get one for the first type of thing you do anyway. So.
Yeah. And,
unless you're doing things with a guildie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So. I haven't been too worried about the event, honestly, because, I mean, I normally do those primarily for tickets to get cool stuff from the morphs and all that on the different things that we do, but that we get. But I'm not terribly interested in what's available this time around, and I'm full on tickets. I've been buying, when I'm full, I've been buying pieces of the style, but even that, it's not a style I'll probably use maybe ever, maybe a little, but so I've been doing a little bit of that. Knocked out several of my antiquities, everything that I had that was worth doing, with the exception of one that I can't because I don't have the zone. But I also tried to do Exiled Redoubt, because I doubted once and wanted to doubt again, and we got about halfway through that dungeon, I think, and life happened and I had to go, so I still haven't managed to get all the way through.
I hate to inform you that it was the last boss.
Was it?
Yes. You literally left at the last boss. That's why I was like, come back. If you can come back, come back.
I was like, no, this is a Never joke. This is the type of thing Never would joke about. Oh. He's not joking.
He's for real.
He left us at the last boss.
Yeah.
It's like in Jurassic Park. He left us! He left us!
But that's not what I'm going to do. Except it was.
You did.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, listen, real life first always, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Don't ever apologize.
Yeah, I know. A situation came up that I had to deal with, and after that, I just didn't have it in me to come back.
We two-manned it, asterisks, but we
Oh
two-manned
man.
it.
Oh man.
So, um, yeah, I guess we could probably get back in there and knock that out again. Um, but I think that's largely been about it. Like I said, the big thing I've been trying to do is get rid of a lot of excess um, things in my inventory so I can free up space for later. But talk a little bit more about that when we get into one of the news bits. What about y'all? What have you been up to?
Gwen.
Well, so I actually had like 3 days that I was just able to dedicate to ESO, whether it was finishing costumes or actually getting the content done without being interrupted, and that was great. So I did quests. Oh my god, teasers. Why? How dare you? I'm not going to tell any spoilers. There were 2 quests I was doing in the room, and my husband may be feel very passionately about certain characters, and may have actually been yelling at the screen. That was very entertaining. So I got to go along with that, and I have discovered something. I have discovered a new Gwen trait that I was not aware of. I actually like high elves. Now that I meet it, through the past couple content, I am learning. I actually like high elves, as long as they're not the ones that are part of the Dominion.
Them Corellanian elves.
I don't want to do any spoilers. I really don't want to give any spoilers, because we already know I like Hyacinth, and then there's a lot of the Corellanian elves that I kind of like. There's one specific one that I really, really like, and I'm just like, what do all these high elves have in common? They're not a part of the Aldmeri Dominion. Also, still, Vanis Galarian sucks. I'm trying to keep it family friendly. Hope he ends up rotting in the void. And yeah. Oh, also, Never Separate ditched us. We were deserted. We were deserted on the last boss of a dungeon, and we had to two-man it, and I completely forgot about that, so I am going to let Crazy finish the story. If it weren't for the head that's in the Snugpod and her writing it down in our notes, I honestly would have forgot, because that was kind of traumatizing. We were literally in there by ourselves for over an hour, switching things around until we actually killed that boss.
But we did it!
We did it! The head's right there. We did it!
We did it! I said we did Exiled Redoubt, and we did doubt many times.
If at first you doubt, and doubt again.
Doubt and doubt again. I sent Gwen, there was a GIF that I saw on online the other day, and I sent it to Gwen, and I think it says, hold on, I have to find it so that I get it just right. Did I put that in our group? Yeah. When you are stuck on a boss fight and the boss keeps repeating his line every time you die. Yeah, I know. So we first started out, once you left Never, let's just do it for fun and see what happens. And then there was too much burn on both sides. Too much DPS, and then also too much stuff on the ground that you're not supposed to stand in the stupid. And I'm not gonna spoil mechanics for you unless you want me to, but let's just say that Gwen and I tried swapping skills around, doing a bunch of stuff. We pulled out 2 companions finally. We did a bunch of stuff.
I literally changed my entire gear set. By the end of it, there was, it was the 2 of us, but then asterisks. We had Isabel, Ember, Daedroth, and who else was helping us? Isabel, Ember, Daedroth, and Bear.
And Bear. And that was just merely because, since she was healing and I was DPSing, she ended up healing and semi-tanking, and then I ended up only doing 1 ad at a time intentionally, because if we DPS'd multiple ads without a 4-person group and a dedicated healer, it ended up killing us. So we couldn't out DPS the ads, because if we out DPS'd the ads, then there was too much on the ground and no way to keep ourselves from running through it. So the mechanics basically ended up making us pull out the 2 companions just as bait. Have her maw as kind of additional tank. And then
And bear's always a good tank.
And then the bear too. And then she like back healed while I ran a shield and an additional heal just in case, because of having, I'm so squishy that when I had to pick up this one mechanic with the ads, like one or two at a time, I would die because she couldn't heal me fast enough, or I couldn't keep up. So I ended up putting a shield on. But it was funny how it ended up working, because that last run that we did, we were going to give up. We were going to give up. We were like, we're tired. This isn't going to happen. Whatever. And then we did a pull, and we got it to like 10%. And both of us died, and we were so mad. And that was before we looked up the mechanics, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So then we're like, screw this. We're looking up the mechanics. So we looked up the mechanics, realized what was going horribly wrong, because I was like, oop, too many ads dying at once. That's a problem. So then we went for the route of, okay, let's just do one at a time, see if we can just do it super slow. And it ended up working after, I think we had like, 3 more pulls, maybe?
It literally took us an hour.
Yeah, I think the whole last boss took us an hour. But we were also trying to do it blind without looking stuff up with 2 of us, just for funsies. So, yes.
Didn't I try to do the boss once before I had to go?
No, you left. We walked in that room, and you were like, "Bye, Felicia," and we're just like,
yeah.
What?
You didn't even get a pull in, sadly. I said to her when you left the chat, I go, "Oh, bummer." I was like, he should have just stood here so that he could have looted it, but you would have been logged off before we finished, so it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, we ended up finishing. It was great. It was fun. We know how to do it now, and it's really not too bad as long as you just pay attention. But we were both sweaty palmed by the end, because there was a few times when it was a little too close. If I had 2 ads that I accidentally DPS too fast and we ended up with 2 of something, then it was a little bit sweaty, but it wasn't bad. It was bad. So, we had fun. It was a good time. And also, a little bit of Zeal of Zenithar. Just here and there. Mostly just to get the tickets, because I'm just picking up the last stuff that I didn't have. I did get the outfit on PC. I'm got to get my last piece on PlayStation, but it's actually kind of cute. I like it. It's neat. So, that's it. That's about all I've been up to for the week. Other than that, it's just been shuffling stuff for GCX, and getting ready for that. We're really starting to push the word out now to people, like advertising, and we're looking for donations. There's an Amazon wish list for things for the tavern that are going to be there, that is being done by Tamriel Guild of Giving, and with help from, and guidance from the Fallout for Hope peeps. And it's going to be great. So we're just kind of trucking along, trying to get the last things done.
Awesome sauce.
Mm-hmm. I can fit 80 of that one thing on one sheet. Just saying. Anyway, moving on.
Awesome.
Not vague at all.
So, you guys said it took you how many pulls to do that last boss?
We didn't count. We didn't count. No, I just know it was an hour based on our Discord chat.
Yeah, I would say, if anything, probably 10?
I'd say 7. It wasn't quite 10. I'd say 7.
I'd say somewhere between 7 and 10 pulls.
Yeah.
We probably
didn't look up the mechanics until the 3rd or 4th pull?
5th. Probably about 5th pull. Yeah, probably about 5th pull.
You know what probably would have helped?
What? A tank?
If you'd have had ninja pulls.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, because you know what? Ninja pulls probably would have actually stayed.
Gwen. We say real life first, and then we say real life first, and then give him absolute crap for it for the last 10 minutes. We love you, Never. We're just
we do, and we understand.
We're just giving you crap.
But we still have our own feels.
We're just traumatized, okay? We want you to be traumatized with us, so you have to do the dungeon with us.
I'm gonna mute and let Never actually read this one.
Okay.
That way he can be here with us.
Or maybe we're all muting. He's left us again. He's
Oh my
being
gosh.
dramatic. He's being dramatic.
You mean dramatic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Toast a decade of ESO with Ninja Pool's community-run celebration. Tune into Twitch TV with Maya and Khan as they welcome fellow players, content creators, and developers for ESO 10 Fest, a series of community-run 10-year anniversary live streams. On June 23rd, which has come and gone, Stream team members Maya and Khan, also known as the creative talent behind Ninja Pools, invite you to join a massive community celebration, a decade in the making, ESO 10 Fest, kicking off on twitch.tv/Bethesda. This non-stop online festival will stream across a variety of content creators, channels, and showcase the incredible ESO experiences that await within a Tamriel 10 years in the making. There will be community-driven games, various prize giveaways, and more. Additionally, each day of 10 Fest will feature interviews with different members of the ZeniMax Online Studios development team. Check out the announcement video to learn more. Maya and Khan are also offering players the chance to share stories from their own ESO journey with the community. If you're interested in participating, submit your story here for a chance to have it featured during the ESO 10 Fest festivities. Big thank you to Khan and Maya at Ninja Pools for putting together this amazing community-led event. Be sure to check out more of them on ninjapools.com, Discord, and Twitch. Click here to dive into the full lineup available to watch during this community celebration. Mark your calendars and get ready to join the fun on Monday, June 23rd at 9 a.m. See you there. So that says June was. So was that already, that whole thing's already over with?
Yes.
No.
What?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure 10 Fest goes on until July 2nd, if I believe I'm correct.
You sure you're not talking about Zillion?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'll look right now. July 1st, July 2nd.
Okay.
It ends July 2nd at 4 Eastern.
Would have helped to have that in that article, but...
Well, I think part of it might have been that they were still getting the full schedule, probably, when they wrote the article.
Okay.
The next stuff that was done... Actually, this was today. Today, Becky Ekanoski, the voiceover lead, was the interview. That was at 7 today. Tomorrow features housing and systems. Lisi Iroki is tomorrow. That's a senior systems designer. And it looks like it's housing and systems tomorrow. Actually, it's already started. Lolly is doing it right now. Miss Rad picks it up at 1 a.m. Hyperioxys is in at 7 a.m. Yeah, it's going all the way through. Looks like quite a few of these people are EU people tomorrow, which is why the timing is so early, because it's tomorrow for them. And then World Overland is on Tuesday, and Wednesday is the 10 years in Tamriel, ending.
Okay. Well, thank you for the reset schedule.
Mm-hmm. If you're in Lore Seekers, there's an event actually at the top of our, at the top of our channels, and there's 3 events up there, and if you click it right now, there's a link to click for the schedule.
All right.
Cool.
Well, we'll have that posted in the show notes. Of course, by the time the show is posted,
I don't even know it's worth it.
Yeah.
It'll be over.
But you might be able to go back.
I can add on to a better conversation though.
Me
can
too.
you?
This one's so exciting.
Yeah, I can add on to a better conversation. So this is going to sound like Back to the Future to PC users, because I'm going to go. So, did you know there's add-ons on the PlayStation and Xbox? You can play add-ons on Elder Scrolls Online now.
I did.
Say what?
And I
Yeah.
have.
So, console add-ons are now live for the Elder Scrolls Online. Add on to your console experience. We're thrilled to finally bring add-ons to ESO's console players starting today. If you play ESO on Xbox X or S or the PlayStation 5, you can now download and enjoy player-made add-ons. Introduced with the recent Update 46 base game patch, but now enabled, console add-ons can be found within ESO's game menus via the following steps. 1. After logging into the game, navigate to Options. 2. Navigate to Add-ons and select Browse Add-ons. 3. Find an add-on by navigating the menu. 1. You can filter by name, number of users, and status. 2. You can also filter by category by selecting all categories and indicating which types of add-ons you wish to see. 3. You can search for specific add-ons using the search function. Step 4. Once you have found an add-on, press Select, then Install. From this menu, you can also report and see release notes. When an add-on is installed, you will see its status updated in the Browse menu. When an add-on is installed, you can open it again to uninstall, reinstall, or ignore updates. Don't ignore your updates. From the main add-ons menu, you can also see Manage My Add-ons to see a complete list of active add-ons. There you can choose to disable and enable individual installed add-ons. The Made Add-ons menu also indicates your current add-on disk storage. Note that there are some key restrictions and requirements for the use of console add-ons. These are for the Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5 consoles only. Only UI add-ons are supported at this time. A maximum of 100 megabytes of add-ons can be installed at any one time. Language add-ons are unsupported at this time. Please remember that add-ons are created by the members of the ESO community. Those community developers are responsible for the content and upkeep of their add-ons. If you encounter issues with an add-on, please reach out to the individual creator. If an add-on appears broken or otherwise causes issues, please disable and or delete them. You can also now submit your own add-ons. Are you an add-on developer who wants your creation to be shared with the console community? Download and install the uploader tool here to begin submitting your new add-ons. Community made and supported. For more information and resources on console add-ons, be sure to check out the ESO UI community site or our official forums. Don't forget, the ESO team cannot assist with add-on related issues that you might run into. We do not moderate, review, approve, QA, or guarantee ESO add-ons in any way. And if an add-on violates our terms of service, we encourage you to report them from within the game. Are you excited or have tried add-ons? Yes, we have. I think we have all tried them at this point.
Yes, we all have.
I am even thinking about trying to, see if I can do my own add-ons at this point, because, we have add-ons now, and there's the thing I want to do, and it doesn't exist, so I'm gonna do it.
Good for you.
I used to go to those things back in the day. I want a thing and it doesn't exist. What do? I make it.
Nice. Yeah, I actually went through and showed the add-on stuff as you were talking about it too. So, I'm sitting in the add-ons menu right now, just so that people can see it.
Are you?
So what add-ons have you guys messed around with?
Well, I run some add-ons over on PC, so I already had an idea of what I kind of wanted to...
You don't count. No. We're talking console. This is console add-on day. We're talking UI add-ons.
I know, but That's what I was getting to.
Mm-hmm,
I was
mm-hmm.
saying because I knew what I wanted to bring over from there. That's what I was saying. I
Okay,
didn't get
fine.
to
I'll let you
finish.
continue. I'll let you continue the thought.
Okay. So, what I was saying is, I have a mini map that I like. So I grabbed the Votan's mini map. I grabbed Harvest map, which is kind of semi. It's not bugged. It's just bugged.
It looks like Masingo from Pokemon. You're running into a bunch of
Yeah.
rainbow Masingos from Pokemon. That's
Yeah,
totally what it is right
it
now.
works. The things are marked on the map. However, for some reason, and it's only on PlayStation, the icons are not showing. So this apparently works over on Xbox, but not on PlayStation, according
So
Of
to
course.
everything.
I think the reason for that, I mean, it says so in the description. It says that for PlayStation 5, it doesn't allow external assets. That's a thing. Like
Oh.
even with like Skyrim, the mods on PlayStation, uh, because they won't allow users to generate their own assets for the game. So mods had to be so like in Skyrim, you could have a sword with that looked like some other sword with a unique enchantment on it, but it would still have the same visuals. It's
Right.
kind of the same. I think that the icons that map uses
They
aren't.
are.
They're different from in-game icons,
Yeah.
and so it won't let PlayStation, Sony won't let that go through. I think is the problem.
Yeah. So I think they're figuring out how to deal with that maybe. I actually installed it and then uninstalled it because I'm like, meh, I don't care that much about harvesting resources. I care more about treasure maps and stuff. So I have that. I have Lazy Rick Crafter because it's so great. Oh man, does it make things easy. I have Murph's lore books, Murph's sky shards. That's pretty much it. And then of course all like the lib menus and all the stuff that goes along with some of those additional ones. But really, that's kind of what I have. Sky Shards minimap, Harvest map eventually, probably again, and some of the crafting stuff. I have not installed any of the additional like zone map icons or some of the stuff that's supposed to run like TTC style things. I haven't done any of that.
Um, so I did install one of the market things. I have no idea if the pricing on that is accurate, where it pulls that information from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it is pretty handy, assuming that it works. I typically I went and listed several things. I said I was trying to clear out some inventory, so there were several things. I was like, okay, now I can just go sell those things, and I'll just use that and see what it tells me, and then I'll drop the price by, you know, if something is selling for 20,000, I'll sell it for 16 or 18, whatever, in case that number's too high, and just to try to move my stuff. But I'll use that and see how it works. I have had some stuff sell. I don't know number wise how many things I had listed and how many have sold, percentage. But so assuming that
And
those numbers are right, that's pretty nice.
which add-on was it that you did?
Let me look. I'll tell you. Um, it's not that one. Let's go down here. Manage. I have Market Tracker, Guild Store item pricing.
Market tracker. I'll have to look for it.
You can go
Oh,
up
I
to
see
the
it.
category. There you go. I was gonna say you can look at categories too. But yeah, you see how it shows it over on the right side of your screen there. It just
Mm-hmm.
that shows the market price in your inventory.
Awesome.
So, assuming that number is right, I have no idea. That's
Well,
pretty.
it
That's pretty
probably
cool.
shows whatever the most recent sale was, because that's how, like, some of TTC works, right? So
I thought TTC showed like an average.
it can show both. It depends on how you have it installed.
Okay. Um,
So,
and the one other thing that I hope to see, um, the Rick Crafter get, unless it has gotten it and I didn't notice it or I just ain't using it right, is I'd like to see the Rick Crafter display or something to display with the writs that I have that I can do.
Yeah, on PC it's an additional add-on, so you have to get a different, like, it's a, oh gosh, what's it called over there? It's not in Lazy Rick Crafter. I think it works in combination with it, but it's a different add-on.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be nice.
Um,
What have you, what, Gwen, have you done? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, never.
you're good.
Yes.
I'm probably going to leave anyway.
I did
What?
add.
Wow.
So is there an add-on where we can spin a Khajiit?
We could make one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need an add-on.
Anyway. I did the mini-map, and then I did the one that makes the mini-map look like a circle.
Same.
Cool. Felt like a little pirate compass. And then I tried Lazy Rick Crafter. Alchemy was borked at the time. But oh my god. Okay, so there's a story behind this. There's a story behind this. So back in the day, right? Like 2019, 2020. Mostly 2020. So yeah, no, it'd be January 2020. It's January, February 2020. I started listening to the Lore Seekers podcast, right? Jibs and Cash. They're talking about how fast they're getting through all of their writs and stuff, and blah 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 blah. Well, mind you, they didn't mention add-ons. They're just saying they're getting through their writs fast, and I'm like, how am I not getting through my writs this fast? How is it this slow? Why are people so committed to doing it on so many characters? Am I just this far behind? Like, mind you, at this point in my time of ESO crafting, crafting was my thing. That's really all I did. So I was like absolutely confused. And then it wasn't until like a year later I learned that they were using add-ons, and that PC got add-ons and console didn't. And that's when I'm like, wait, what? So I had to try this miraculous crafting tool that is making everything better for everyone, right? Oh my god. Is it actually a miraculous crafting tool that is making things better for everyone? Yes. Yes, it is. How do we live without this? Yes, it's amazing. Even with just alchemy being borked, it's still amazing. But then I immediately turned them all off so that way I could do the new content without add-ons. And you cannot move around the minimap, which is totally fine because it just covers up where the chat text box is, which who looks at chat anyway?
You can move the minimap.
What?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
If you go into, let me see, is it into this? No, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm looking. If you go into not into the options, then add-ons, but just the add-ons underneath social, go to minimap, and if you look under, where's it at? Appearance. You can click to show it right now, even while you're in the menu, so you can see where it's at, and then the position, grid X, grid Y, and then size, you can move it around.
Okay, wait a minute. I got mini map.
Yep, and then just scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Lock position and size on.
No,
off.
not that. The next one, show it now, and it'll pop it up on your screen.
Yeah. And then you can.
And then you can use the grid position right there, allows you to move it. Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
So everyone who also thought that you could not move the mini-map, good thing this is a podcast, because now you can rewind that back 10 seconds, 10, 20 seconds, and listen to never explain those steps to you again. And now you can move your mini-map. Congratulations.
Take up my whole screen.
I'm glad I'm not watching.
So somebody asked in the YouTube chat what that was. I don't know if they were asking what the show was or what the menu is I'm looking at, but it's for the mini map settings.
Which is a new add-on for consoles.
Yeah, and then I have the option to set my border style to circular. because I have.
It's
I
cooler.
also
It looks
have.
like a pirate. It looks like a
Yeah,
pirate compass.
yeah. I
The
don't.
ESO border is borked.
Yeah, go circular. It's way cooler.
It's so cool. So cool.
Which circle, though? They're pretty cool. Both of them are neat. Ooh, Astro Wheel, Astro Lens. Ooh,
Got a pirate compass.
Moose Track's normal wheel? Nope, I want the Astro Wheel. That's neat. Border opaque. Okay, you can make it like less. This is fun. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
now
I
we're
have
just-
mine. I have mine up at the top left next to the regular little compass thing that's there. So
Full title. I love that it has real game in-game time. That makes me happy.
Right. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Camera heading, mini map hidden.
I'm
I want to change the size of this now, though, because now it is big.
I am not doing a quest, Prince, to answer your question. I'm not sure what that was referencing, but not currently doing any questing right now. Just hanging out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is great. Look at this. Look at what we're doing. Look at us doing
We're learning.
it. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Okay. I'm leaving it. Hitting it. Oh, nope. Just kidding. No, I'm not, because now it's underneath my quest. All right, I'll fix it. I forgot that they're smaller on PC. Never mind. We'll mess with it later. Anyway. Look at that. Live add-on updating.
Yep.
All our PC friends who listen to us are just probably giggling.
They're
Yeah.
shaking their heads. I can feel Boot shaking his head from here. So funny.
Just be proud of us. Let us enjoy our new shiny toy.
Let us be ridiculous for a few minutes. Just for a few.
The other one, Gwen, did you have others you've been using besides that?
I don't remember the names of all of them because I did pretty much try most of them out, and then I immediately just disabled all of them to do the new content because I wanted to do the new chapter without them.
So I also, I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's allows you to do your treasure maps and your crafting surveys.
Murph's treasures.
Yeah, and show them on the map. So if the developer for that happens to hear this, one bit of feedback I would offer, if it's even doable. If it's not doable, fine. It's really nice the way that it is. But something that I've noticed is you can only pin one thing to the map at a time. So basically, you just select an item in your inventory, a treasure map or whatever, and you look at the options, and it'll be show on map, and then it'll just put a little icon where it's at. So I went through, and I had several for one zone, and I just marked. I did that on all of them, expecting my map to have all these different things, and I'd plan a route to go through and hit them kind of in a row, so I wouldn't have to bounce back and forth. And it looked like only the most recent one was on there. So it'd be nice to see the option to pin, different ones on there at once if you wanted. But even still, without that, just being able to pin it and run to it, and not have to keep pulling the map out to look where it's at, is super handy.
So initially, on day one, when we got console add-ons, those were borked, or I heard those were borked. So I actually didn't use those, and for me, just hearing that you can go in your inventory and pin it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you mean I don't have to pick up my cell phone, and I don't
Correct.
have to go to YouTube, and I don't have to search where is this map, and I don't have to watch like 16 seconds to a minute, and then pause and go back and find it again, and then put on the little green square and mark it there, and then go. What? It's just I just go in my inventory and I go, show me on map, and then all of a sudden there's a treasure map. Genius.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Genius.
It's pretty handy. I don't know that add-on. I don't remember if that one was not working or if that one was even available on the first day. I don't remember.
Either way, it didn't
It was,
exist.
yeah, I don't believe it was there. Murph's Treasures was not there because there were a bunch of people talking about how they wanted one, and there wasn't. There is another one. Hold on, I'm going to call it out in the menu real quick because I am curious because it says it's in development. So it's listed, but I don't think it maybe necessarily works.
I think I looked at that one just a minute ago too.
It is... that's not it.
You can sort by...
Map of Many Riches.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was looking at.
Alinor's Gilded Archives to the Ashen Coast of Stonefalls. Your map now reveals treasure maps, crafting surveys, tales of tribute clues. On the horizon, cartographer filters, toggling pins at will from rich ore seams to patrons, so your map shows the riches you seek, and a handful of other refinements in the works.
So that one should be functional now?
That's what it looks like.
Interesting. I'll have to try that one out.
I think it's just, I have a feeling it doesn't mark what you have in your inventory, but it just marks. It just marks maps. It's July to me, so.
It's past July 15th to you for some reason.
I'm already on vacation, Gwen, okay? It's the 50-hour work weeks catching up. Oh my god.
I'm still impressed. Anyway, well, alright, last question before we move on from our add-ons. This is probably mostly directed at Crazy, since you do also play on PC. But, what add-ons do we not have on console now that you would like to see on console? Because, you know, we're ungrateful children, and we already got shiny things, but we want more shiny things.
Yeah, I mean, one goes hand in hand with what Never was saying. So the treasure map stuff that is whichever one I'm running on, I think it's just map pins, like just flat map pins, will automatically pin treasure maps and stuff in your inventory. So if you open up your map and you go to a zone, it will automatically mark what you've got with a red X in zone without you having to actually physically pin it. It just does it automatically, which is really, really nice because sometimes I'm just like floating through zones doing other random stuff. I'm not intentionally doing treasure maps, but I look and I'm like, oh, I have a treasure map near here. Let me just go ahead and take care of that. So I do agree with him. It would be really nice to have that, where if I just pop open the map and I'm zoomed into a zone, I can see, oh, I've got 5 X's here, so I'll just go take care of that. Trying to think what else. We have lore books now. We have sky shards. There is one that I don't know if anybody's done anything yet, but if not, it would be nice. And it is like inventory insight, where we kind of sort of have it already naturally with the last update, where they have the little new icon next to it that shows if you need to learn it. But there is an add-on that I'm running on PC currently where when I open my inventory, I can search for an item and it will tell me which character it's on. So like I could open and be like, I want to know which of my characters is holding all of my Briarheart gear or whatever. So I type in Briarheart and then it will say Briarheart Jack, and then it'll show the character name next to it. Or like 10 sweet rolls and it's on Rora, the lore seeker, you know. So it will actually tell you what is on each character, which is really, really nice when you have, like, for example, a crafting tune or something like that and you're looking for something specific.
Are you able to transfer from other characters?
You can't. You still have to log in and do it, right? So it's not like it doesn't like pull from those databases or anything, because that would be, I don't think you'd be able to do that because you're logged in already, right? It's not, you're logged in on one character, so.
But it takes out the guesswork.
Yeah, it takes out the guesswork. I'm not searching through multiple characters for stuff if you're a person that has a bunch of vaults. The other one that would be nice, and I think this is actually inventory insight, I can't remember, but it would be that you know what you've learned on your character. So rather than having to go to your journal and sort through everything and, you know, X, Y, and Z, you can just open up, or you can have it marked where it'll say, like, known on this character, known on this character, without having to hold your own spreadsheet or go through your journal and all that stuff. I do not currently run that one, but I know plenty of people that do, and they really, really like it. So that would be nice to have on console, I think. If you could wish for one add-on, what would it be? Or maybe you don't want to tell us because you're going to make it.
Oh, me. Okay. All right. So I have a wish list. I'm an ungrateful child. I have a wish list. I have a big wish list. So I know they said that just UIs, right? Just UIs.
Mm-hmm.
But I want the custom books in our houses where we can like type up our own books and put it in our houses. I want that. That's important to me.
Or like a guest book. I like on PC there is a guest book feature where if you go and visit a house, you can like sign the guest book, quote unquote, and it will list all the people who've come to visit your house.
See, both those things like that. Want more custom house book things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want an add-on that lets you ride your mount in first person. Even if the head's not there and you're on the mount, like, one add-on that lets you ride your mount in first person, because damn does that bug me. And then I also want an add-on that lets you play the entire game in screenshot mode.
Ugh.
Combat, everything. Just everything in screenshot mode.
You know, honestly, that wouldn't even have to be an add-on. They could just allow you to toggle off UI options. That should be doable. I actually kind of surprised some of that stuff's not already in the options.
So that's my wish list. Now we can move on from add-ons. Unless you have anything else to add on.
What do you think, Nimmer? You got anything?
Just kind of what I already said. The big thing for me, stuff that helps me maintain it, manage inventory, so that when my ESO Plus is not active, I don't have a ton of extra stuff that, in order for me to clear it out, I have to hunt YouTube videos or, you know, Google search where stuff is and, you know, spend 45 minutes tracking down 3 treasure maps. That's an exaggeration, but it's, and then, you know, looking through all my crafting writs going, can I do that one? Let me go into a menu and see if I have that style learned, or motif, whatever. It'd be nice to just have that on there, and I figure we'll probably get that at some point if that's already an option on PC. That seems like that'd be a pretty reasonable thing to see ported over, unless there's some limitation on console for that. But being that we already have the native ability to see motifs that we've learned and haven't learned now, I figure that's probably doable. But that's the biggest, probably the biggest things for me. It's just things that make that stuff simpler and not so tedious to deal with.
Yeah, that'd be real nice. Real nice.
Almost as nice as July and Marps.
Wow. It's Marps in July, okay?
Anyway, so do you have a favorite character?
Yep.
So do the developers.
One of my favorite characters is one of the developers' favorite characters.
Cheater.
Yep. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
That's because everybody's favorite character is Roz. So.
Actually,
one likes Abner.
No, I was gonna say I actually don't like Roz.
Get out.
We are really poking at each other tonight. My gosh. Dang.
Roz is the reason I wanted to be a Khajiit.
Oh. So, story behind why Gwen is the weird odd man out on why I don't like Laws, in case anyone's curious,
I
if
love
you want to
this.
hear it.
Sure.
Okay. So at the time the ESO came out on console and everything, I had a coworker that was literally basically Razandar. So like red mohawk, everything, sneaky, like sneaky, lawful, all of it, right? And so I'd get off work and I'd play ESO, and it would be like having to deal with that coworker I didn't get along with in game. And so every time I saw Roz, it just reminded me of all those interactions. And so for the longest time,
No.
I hated Roz. Hated Roz. Like maybe even more than Vanis Galarian hated Roz.
That's
Like
fair.
I hated Roz. It has worn with time now that I don't deal with that person anymore, and I kind of like Roz now, but he is definitely not my favorite.
That's funny. I'm sorry. But also
It's okay.
that's funny.
However, there are only 3 characters on this list. So who wants
That
me
is
to start a call?
true.
Because it's mostly just videos. You should all watch these. These are all great videos, for the record.
Yeah, they are. I'll read it really quick. It says, check out all 3 creating the character videos celebrating and showcasing some of ESO's most beloved personalities. As part of the 10-year anniversary celebration, the team has reached out to some of the developers and talent behind many of ESO's favorite fan characters for a special video series called Creating the Character. Check all 3 of them out below. No! Wow, thanks, Never. So there's a video on Razumdar, on Abner Tharn, on Sir Cadwell, and then it says, of course, a dashing Okay, I need to start over. Of course, a dashing rogue, an imperious nobleman, and a... What? I don't actually know that word. Quixotic Knight. I've never seen that word before. Quixotic Knight are just some of the memorable characters you may have encountered in your Tamrielic adventures. Who are your favorites? Perhaps you're mesmerized by a certain Ravenwatch vampire, or maybe you're the willing target of a particularly sharp dark elf assassin. Wow, that's the first time I think I've ever been hung up by a normal, not ESO word on the show. Normally, I can read pretty well, but I had a moment.
It happens.
Quixotic.
You said you were
Didn't
gonna.
help.
You said
Didn't
you were
help
gonna
that
read
someone
it.
was telling me to read faster.
You said you were gonna read it really quixotic.
Oh my gosh. I told you to read faster.
Yeah, he literally said faster, read faster, faster while I'm trying to read, and it's popping up in Discord over and over and over again in the corner. I was like, oh my gosh, stop. What a mess. What a mess.
Yeah.
Did I look up what quixotic means? Sure. Exceedingly idealistic or unrealistic and impractical. I love it.
Cadwell.
Cadwell. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. Right. Yeah, these videos are great. Go watch them. Alright, so who is everyone's actual favorite character?
Probably Roz.
Okay.
I mean,
Gwen?
that's probably just because, nostalgia, one of the first characters I met playing through the game at the start, and inspired me to be a Khajiit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is actually Abner Tharn.
That's what
I would not have worked my ass off to do that if it was not Abner Tharn.
That's what I thought. I was like, please tell me that your favorite is actually Abner, because you busted your butt on that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I always have a hard time just picking one favorite, but yes, Roz for sure. I do like Cadwell. I also I know that people are split on her, but I do really like Evely.
Why would people be split on Evely? She's just amazing.
Well, some people think that she's annoying, or too
little siblings are supposed to be, and that's kind of how she was written.
Yeah, I really do like the stories that we've had with her. So I like her a lot. And I haven't finished it yet, which I really need to do. But if you go into the Imperial City, why am I having a brain fart on that main character there?
Drake of Blades.
Thank you. The Drake of Blades is really cool.
So you know my other favorite character?
Hmm.
Darian.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Darian.
For OG characters, we'll say Darian.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Everyone was Darian. Darian's great. So first time I met Darian, I met him on my orc, and all of his dialogue in Daggerfall with an orc. Come on, I was just like, I'm an orc. You're flirting with me, and I'm an orc. Okay, we'll roll with it. I just thought it was hilarious that he was flirting with an orc.
I mean, there's that one quest with an orc and a Khajiit, so, right? Is that right? Orc and a Khajiit, I think. Alfiq, I don't know. Something like that. Anyway.
All right.
Well, the devs also didn't only just pick favorite characters, they also have some ESO-themed creations that they put in a spotlight, which is cool.
Developer Spotlight, 6 amazing ESO-themed creations by devs. Fans, first and foremost, check out some ESO developer creations crafted beyond Tamriel's second era. The Elder Scrolls Online development team is a talented and creative bunch, and as big-time Elder Scrolls fans, they have spent much of their free time crafting their own personal ESO-themed projects over the years. As part of the 10-year anniversary celebration, we reached out to these hard-working folks and asked if we could share some of their favorites from the last decade of the hashtag ESOFan. Here are the results. Kayla Revnold, QA contractor, made a home shell plush. And oh my gosh, it's adorable. These are very picture heavy, and you guys need to look at them. It says, a first edition Daedra. I love making creatures come to life and would love to make them. And Katrina Trotta, systems designer, drew some Sotha Sil and Count Verandis Ravenwatch pictures. The Clockwork God and Count Ravenwatch. I originally drew this Sotha Sil when I was working on QA reviewing art assets for Clockwork City. I became armchair obsessed with tribunal lore and wanted to paint a formal portrait that had a serious mood to it. I did this one, Mirandus Ravenwatch, when I was in WebQA and had just completed the Ribbonspire questline with him. I had no idea he'd be brought back at the time, and he remains one of my favorite vampire friends. Megan Steckler, lead capture artist, made a 10th anniversary group selfie, which is a party 10 years in the making. I always wanted to draw notable ESO characters in my whimsical, cartoony style. This was the result. I obtained a list of top fan favorite NPCs from Zone lead Jason Barnes to figure out who to include in this group's selfie. It's intentional that Stibbons is so happy in this image. I figured Lady Lorette, while usually very restrictive when it comes to Stibbons, would be okay with him having fun, having his moment in the sunlight just once for this 10th anniversary celebrations. Jess Johnson, infrastructure architect, 3D printed music box. This is gorgeous. Unwind the iconic melodies of ESO. I love the ESO music box. I was able to get an export of the original music box to print, as well as get all the 3P files, MP3 files from the music boxes to load into a small music player. Madeline Marsh, server engineer, apocryphal cookies, the snack that stares back. My partner and I were headed to a social gathering of some coworkers, and I'd been wanting to bake something. The idea of decorated cookies came to mind, and Necrom had just come out, and it was meant to be Hermaeus Mora and Arcanist themed cookies. Locri, systems designer, ESO memes. But alright, so there's a bunch of memes here. The Elder memes approved. We assume. Elder memes, did you approve? Alright, sometimes the only way to share a funny thought is quickly tossing something together. These memes were fun to create, and I wanted to share these with our players. A big thanks to all our wonderful developers here at SAS for allowing us to share their creations with you. If you or anyone you know has cool fan creations, the hashtag ESOFam needs to check out. Feel free to share it on social.
These are fun. My favorite, I'm going to be honest, well, I would say my two favorites are the Tome Shell plush and that 10 drawing. The ESO 10 drawing is just so fun, so different than the other one. It's kind of like, to me, it almost mimics that other big one that they had done, but in a different sort of way, and I think that's cool.
There's a dragon on this one?
Yeah.
The Sothasil and
Nophalar? Is that
yes?
Like that?
The Sothasil and Count Verandus thing kind of remind me of stained glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're quite pretty.
That music box is just amazing. I don't know. Electronics are magic to me. I would even have built robots, and electronics are still magic to me.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really cool one too. It's neat.
All right.
My
so,
goodness.
hey, crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what month it's going to be?
I think it's gonna be July.
It is going to be July. Do you know how you're going to survive?
By using this ESO roadmap that it has on this page.
Yeah.
And avoiding and staying off the road in Marps.
Yes, I'm gonna use my road marps. Oh gosh. Okay. Should I do this one, or do you want to do this one? Who wants to do this one?
Oh, I prompted you to do it. I totally
Okay,
prompted
I'm
you to do
doing
it. That
it, 'cause
was
July
that was
Marps.
set up for you.
Yeah, I figured. Discover the future worm cult threats. Claim scribing for free. Yes, for those of you who have been confused why you can't get it in the store, even though you oh my gosh. Even though you own Gold Road. This will explain that, and then battle it out during White Strake's Mayhem, all in ESO this July. So, the Vengeance campaign is starting. Oh my gosh, it starts today for me. Yes, it's for all of us. It's for all of us. It starts on consoles for the first time ever and on PC. So the Vengeance campaign's second round of testing is ongoing, this time including a weapon assault and support skill lines revamped to improve performance. You can read more about the campaign, it says here, and then you can click the link. Also, they just did a short little mini live stream on it the other day, which is probably still up on the Bethesda page. But you can keep fighting through July 8th or July 9th for Xbox and PlayStation consoles to help us collect data and feedback. There is also a Golden Pursuit, a new one that starts again as of when you're listening to this, and it's called the Cyrodiil Scramble. It says this Golden Pursuit from June continues until July 8th, so keep battling your fellow players to earn gold and alliance points. Zeal of Zenithar in-game event is going on right now through July 8th as well. The God of Commerce blesses those who continue their labors without flagging or failing, and so does his festival continue until July 8th. There's another announcement blog you could read for more details. I think we covered that last week if you want to benefit from Zenithar's blessing. The 2025 July daily login rewards, of course, are for the whole month. And then this month we have crafting materials, research scrolls, luminous ink, an adorably spooky pet, and more. What is our spooky pet? I didn't even look. Oh, I can't look. It's not July 1st. Wow. I'm doing so good, guys. Update 47 preview live stream is also going to be on July 1st, and you can get an early glimpse into the new dungeons that are coming and the base game changes that are coming with Update 47 by tuning in on July 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern. This will be the Feast of Shadows and Update 47 on the public test server starting on July 7th as well for PTS, and then on July 10th, scribing becomes free for all players. So from July 10th onward, you can claim the quest starter, the second era of scribing, free in the in-game crown store. Just be quiet. In-game crown store. So that you can craft your custom abilities with scribing. The Golden Pursuits that are happening again. There's another one after the Cyrodiil ones. That'll be happening July 10th through August 7th. So that will help you get started with the scribing system if you haven't tried it, or provide additional rewards to those who are already familiar with it. You can participate to earn fundamentals like gold, luminous ink, and a free scribing altar. That's a big one. You can also claim new skill styles, a pair of Flame Atronach crown crates, and more. There's going to do a little mini event weekend of Crazy King for July 10th through the 15th. That is a battleground scramble. And White Strake's Mayhem will begin on July 24th through August 6th. So you'll get to engage in PvP battles for glory and great rewards as White Strake's Mayhem returns. Enjoy increases to AP and Telvar, earn event tickets, and claim new and returning rewards as you wreak mayhem. July is packed with exciting things to do and great rewards. Are you ready to pen new works of power with scribing, or to do battle in the White Strake's name? I'm just ready to know it is July.
And that's still next month.
Yeah,
It is.
It's still not July, though.
It is not.
You know what I'm really excited for?
Vengeance?
Being told that I should stop procrastinating while doing the Vengeance campaign when I actually have real stuff I need to get done before I hop on a plane.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm totally going to be doing? Vengeance campaign.
The Vengeance campaign. You should. I want to try it on console now that I did it last time on PC, and I want to see... I mean, I have the ability to be able to test both, so I really want to see how different it feels, if it feels different, and what the population is like. Because last time, it was pretty fun. Like, pretty darn fun on PC. And I had a great time. There's a lot of Golden Pursuits back-to-back for this one, but I just feel like... I mean, I'm excited for that because it's for good stuff. So... what do you guys think about this roadmap?
I think I'm looking forward to the Vengeance campaign, and then I'm not going to be around for anything else.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
I'm curious to see what the base game improvements are going to be for update 47.
Me too. I wonder if some of those guild things are going to sneak in there. I doubt it. I don't think anything like that is even close to being ready. But I am curious. I do think it's interesting that we just had an extended downtime on PC last week. Well, they replaced some data, like some... I think they replaced, like, server stuff or something.
Oh.
They were upgrading databases or something along those lines.
Oh, the new servers that are going to sync with console.
One crazy
Yeah,
thing I
yeah,
would
that's it.
like to see in tested in PvP is using Blade of Woe on other players.
Using
That would be
Blade of
true
Woe on
vengeance.
other players?
That would be true vengeance.
Good luck. They don't stand still long enough.
Exactly,
mean-
but if they did,
Yeah.
And AFK players beware.
Yeah, right? Not a whole lot of people typically AFK in Cyrodiil, though, so... That would be awesome, Moki! It would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, go all out. Add the ability to feed on other players as a vampire.
yes.
Now, listen,
I mean,
we can
technically
barely
you
get...
can.
We can barely get, like, right now we're currently working on just getting performance right for us being able to run stuff with multiple sets. Can you imagine what would happen if people could just, like, jump over and bite people? It'd be nuts.
No, it'd be shanking or throwing a dagger and just getting them in the neck or whatever the silly animation is.
Alright.
Because they change it. I don't know if it's on a rotation or whatever. I've killed too many people, and for some reason I still don't pay attention. But it would be great. It would give them a chance to add something to the champion tree, or where, like, paying attention and the eye even, like, matter, because you gotta be sneaking to use the Blade of Woe. So it would like make it those things. You have to think about those mechanics more because people could sneak up behind you and just stab you with a blade of woe.
That's true. That's true.
Well, does that
All
do
right,
it?
now that we know.
Go ahead.
So our lore for tonight is you heard so much lore in between all of this because of all of our silliness.
That's true.
That is kind of the lore for tonight.
I would agree. I would agree.
And you also got to learn a whole lot of new words tonight.
You know what? They did not actually sound like Dwemer words, so that
They
doesn't
didn't.
count. Nice try.
You've got
didn't.
marps and grame and
Okay.
hey,
know.
you got an ESO episode and a grammatical lesson.
Yes, a grammatical.
And an actually very well thought out no more murder hobos for the record. Okay.
Beautiful.
Because I have been absolutely obsessed in just thinking about the new chapter and all of the quests and side quests and other things in the new chapter. The new No More Murder Hobos question for the week is necromancy. Are you for it or against it, and why?
I'm gonna be honest, I never really thought about it, but I feel like I've killed a lot of necromancers and a lot of their stuff.
Keep in mind, you use soul gems, which is technically a form of necromancy.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's one of those things where I don't like the other type of necromancy where because like soul gems can be done with animals and stuff. It doesn't have to be people. Yeah, necromancy light, exactly, Moki.
So damning a soul
I'm
is
necromancy
okay to you
light.
if it's an animal soul you're damning?
No, that's not good either, okay? Yeah, I guess I'm necromancy light. I don't know. Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
the soul gem thing, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't soul gems allow you to trap a soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we using them to revive? Do they also allow you to put a soul back?
That's interesting. You're right. I mean,
I don't know the whole mechanics behind it, but it sounds like you're taking the life essence from something else to revive someone else.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like you're actually exchanging.
So, what you're saying is that maybe you've revived me with a skunk soul?
Could be.
No, because I have never killed a skunk in ESO. I
It-
might have revived you with a sloth soul. I've definitely revived you with a few monkey souls. I kill a lot of monkeys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you're bringing me back as a sloth. You wonder why. You wonder why I got so slow in the dungeon. I don't know. That almost seems like it possibly breaks the lore of a soul gem in a sense, but I suppose I need to look into that further before I made that statement.
I did actually do some extensive reading about soul gems and the things about them for the evening because I was trying to find a lore book on that first before I decided on the necromancy question. But at the end of it all, the question is: are you okay with or against necromancy?
I think in general, I'd probably say I'm against it. I think it causes too many problems. You're not bringing in necromancy in its truest form doesn't bring a person back to life. It just reanimates a body, basically, creates like zombies essentially. And I don't find that to be beneficial. So Yeah, as many villages as we've had to free from necromancers bringing in armies of undead hordes, um, and things like that. I would probably say it'd be better off if Tamriel did not have necromancers.
Tell that to Mana Marco.
Hmm. That's why I dealt with him.
Well, sure. Dealt with him, in air quotes. I mean, the Amulet of Kings, the reason all this junk is even going on,
Is a giant soul
is a
gem.
giant
Yeah.
soul gem.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty valid argument there, Gwen. You're right. Maybe we are all necromancy light and don't even think about it, really. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll make it easy for you. We'll just move on to guild announcements, and you can feel bad about your soul for the next
I'm
week
gonna
now.
feel really bad. But
Real quick. I just wanted to point out that Green Shade, Stormhaven, didn't see any Dwemer there.
okay. Nice.
Anyway, you were
Can
saying.
you mark them on your? Can you mark them on your map now? Because you got add-ons.
No. No, they don't show up on my road marks.
Can you imagine if somebody made that as a complete troll add-on? Where it was like, where did the Dwemer go? That's what it's called, where did the Dwemer go? And it just pinpoints a random spot on the map for you to go and look.
Oh gosh, it just auto points you to different
Different Dwemer ruins?
Just highlights them,
Yes, that's what I
and
was just
depending
gonna
upon what
say.
zone you're in.
Oh, that's so great.
It's a wild Dwemer hunt.
It would make earning that loot a lot easier. Ha ha ha. Okay, for real though. Announcements. You ready? Okay. All right, so guild announcements. Mondays with Moki, fishing, or Cyrodiil, or how about on a break until July 14th?
I even updated it in the calendar.
Yep. The Monday night fishing event will be on an official break until July 14th. However, if people still want to group, you can. It's just it's not going to be an official lead thing again until July 14th.
Moki needs a break.
Treacherous Tuesday dungeons. Maybe your tank will also leave you during the last boss. It wouldn't be treacherous otherwise, right? So, Treacherous Tuesday dungeons is where we group up. It is pretty casual. Get together, try to do a dungeon. Hopefully your tank doesn't desert you. And then Fearless Fridays with Arthur Dragoon, where we are undaunted.
Undaunted.
We
are
undaunted.
Unless our tank leaves us on the last boss.
I almost forgot I was muted. I almost missed it.
This starts at 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Friday evenings. You can sign up for it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Socials.
Yeah.
If
Socials.
you want to tell me why necromancy is an important science of study that should not be lost to the test of time, you can tell us so on X at Snugpod Cast. Email us your extensive argument one way or the other at snugpodcast@gmail.com, and maybe I'll read it on the show for you. Or you can, if you are listening to us and you want to watch and input things live while we're doing things, you can join us on twitch.tv at Snugpodcast or over on YouTube. Just search for Snugpodcast. And then if you are watching us live or watching the YouTube video afterwards and you just kind of realize this is going a little longer than you expected and you want to just listen to us in the background, well, you can search for Snugpod Cast on your podcatcher of choice. But if you want to play and join in all of these silly shenanigans that we've been talking about, where can they find us?
Never, you or me.
No, all three of us. Where can they find us? Not just me or you.
Okay, where can they join the
They can
Lore
join the
Seekers?
guild by heading over to loreseekers.club. You will need to make sure you have Discord downloaded. It will have all the necessary links there. You come in, you fill out a brief application. Our overlords look over it and make sure that you're a good fit for the guild. And
Wow.
And if we can make sure we have similar goals in game, so that way we can,
You're say I'm muting for forever.
No, just to make sure that you have 5 guild slots. Make sure you're a good fit for us. We're a good fit for you, and just kind of make sure we keep trolls out. It doesn't take very long, and usually within a day or so we have that approved and get you an invite sent in game. We are on PlayStation. The 3 of us are all on PlayStation. The 2 of them are also on PC, but we have a guild on Xbox as well. So we're on all the platforms if you want to hang out with us. That is how you can do it. And now I feel all alone. They've left me, haven't they?
You called me an overlord.
Yeah.
Wow. That hurts. It hurts.
Well,
It hurts our souls.
Just
yeah.
like the gems.
Yeah.
Did you see I'm wearing soul gem earrings. I just realized. And my character's wearing soul gem earrings. I guess I am a necromancer at heart.
Guess you're gonna have to go in subclass that Overlord Light.
Yeah. Overlord Light. Oh gosh.
You're gonna have to go and subclass into a necromancer now. So
Oh bless.
yeah.
This
Anyway,
life is actually pretty fun. And throwing flaming skulls, I would not turn down throwing flaming skulls. That's always so fun.
yeah. I mean, it's always fun to throw skulls at people.
Turning into the bone Goliath is quite literally my favorite. That's why my necromancer is probably one of my 2 favorite characters.
It is really good.
Like, all of a sudden, I have 100 HP. Nothing can kill me. It's gorgeous. I have 100 HP and an AoE at my feet on top of everything else I do. You can't say that's not cool.
That is true. It is really cool.
Doesn't mean it's
cool-
moral.
But
But it is cool.
Is my husband trolling me in the chat.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Oh, what do you mean no trolls, never? Is that why I can't find that dang troll skull that I need for that achievement yet? Need to let in more trolls so that way I can kill them for their skulls.
Yeah.
That is actually an achievement. You need to collect a troll skull, and I do not have it yet.
Looks like we're going to Rothgar. Is it anywhere in game?
Anywhere. The Rift. I've been killing just trolls everywhere, but the Rift actually has a lot of trolls. But yeah.
Interesting. Well, all right. I guess that wraps us up.
Well,
We gotta,
all right.
We gotta get out of here before the Overlord gets too cranky.
Oh my gosh.
Stop
not cranky.
resurrecting that. Let it just die.
Yeah, because necromancy light.
I'll let it die. I tell you what, I'll just leave.
Oh wow.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bury this, and
This is turning into the bear episode.
No, because we can all hear each other.
My husband says, just give her coffee. You'll be fine.
That's the problem. That's how this all started. She read the coffee wrong.
Yeah, that is true. We've come full circle. That's how this
All
whole
right,
thing started.
That's how we know we're done.
That's right.
Proper outro. Bye.
All right, everybody. If you've been hanging out with us live, we appreciate it. If you're listening later or watching later, we appreciate you as well. Thanks for letting us hopefully be a good part of your day or night or whatever time it is when you're consuming.
Your July.
Yeah. If you're hearing this in July, then you'll probably wonder why we kept giving Crazy such a hard time. But it was, in fact, June when we recorded this. June
June 29th, not
yes.
July 15th.
Yes.
Okay.
So we record this live in Graham, and so if you're wondering why she kept saying July, we also don't know. But anyway, thanks.
I have a lot on my plate.
Yeah, probably lots of marps. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll probably be back next week, unless we see that we have no viewers or no listens to this because we went off the rails. So until then, have a good week. Take care of yourself. Take care of others, and we'll see you soon. And be a decent person.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel. Or sleep real, Tamriel. I don't know. Anyway, goodbye. What a mess.